Good morning and welcome back to BIFA Link TV, your daily dose of industry information. Today I'm joined once again by Ian Matheson for today's edition of What the Papers Say. So Ian, how are you and what do you have for us today?
Oh, good morning, Brooke. I'm well and I hope you are.
Yeah.
And I have to say I'm very pleased to see that the number of views on the BIFA Link TV channel on YouTube are growing. Even my What the Papers Say episodes, so that's pleasing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to remind viewers that links to all the news that I report today can be seen in the text panel below the screen that you can see on the screen, yeah? I have to say, I really have loved reading about the world's largest sailing cargo ship, which set sail on its inaugural voyage from France to New York last week. It's been created by a company called Transoceanic Wind Transport, and its primary mode of propulsion will be wind. And it's predicted that that will lower CO2 emissions by up to 100%.
Oh, wow.
And drastically reduce other pollutants such as sulfur and nitrogen oxides. The company says the shift may lower impact or will lower impact on biodiversity and ocean acidification. But I'll have to say I can't see sails replacing engines anytime soon.
And I hear that was meant to arrive in New York on the 20th, which is actually the day after we filmed this, so hopefully it made it on time.
Indeed. I mean, to put it into context, Brooke, even the mainstream media covered the news that Maersk has agreed to join a study by Lloyd's Register and Core Power that will assess the potential for nuclear-powered container shipping in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something the maritime industry has been exploring for some time, as you probably know, as technological advancements have opened up such options. But I think I remember reading that industry officials said that nuclear fuel solutions for ships were at least a decade away.
Okay.
I was also pleased to read last week that BIFA was one of the trade bodies that met with representatives from the port of Felixstowe. And one of the matters discussed was the introduction of the port's new container booking system, which is causing a little bit of concern, I think, for BIFA members and the haulage companies that serve them. I understand that there's now a commitment to review the system, and BIFA will continue to engage with the port on behalf of your members and the industry.
Yeah, one of BIFA's main roles within the industry is obviously to represent its members, so it's something that we'll continue to do.
Good. Sticking with ports and container shipping, there's an interesting news item on the Container News and Hellenic Shipping News websites, which analyse the impact of potential strikes at US East Coast ports if there is no new agreement between the International Labour Association and the United States Maritime Alliance. The current agreement expires on September the 30th, and there's a lot of discussion at the moment as to whether there will be a new agreement in place or whether a strike will result from October the 1st. And one analyst estimates that the impact of a one-week strike from the beginning of October would be the containers that were unable to be moved would not be moved until mid-November. They would not be cleared until mid-November. 2-week strike, the ports would not be back to normal operations until we're into 2025.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, indeed. And that's probably sobering news for BIFA members that are active in the transatlantic trade.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're making some contingency plans.
I can imagine that they're probably hoping that a diplomatic solution will be reached and very soon.
Oh, I'm sure, indeed. I mean, if there is no solution, it could be a further boost for air cargo, of course. And in that arena, although the July global IT outage caused rates to spike to their highest levels this year, demand still increased 13% year over year during the month. Zenita said it's now all eyes on late August for the first signs of a proper peak season. And I think that would be the cherry on top of the cake for airlines after such unexpected volumes and demand growth in the first 7 months of this year. You can read a good analysis or your viewers can read a good analysis of that situation on the Supply Chain Dive website. And again, there'll be a link to that.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be in the description below.
And that's really all from me for this episode. It's been quite quiet. Obviously, everybody's on holiday.
Yeah.
For you and I. I hope that has been of use. And I'd love to get some feedback from your viewers as to whether they're finding what I report to be of interest to their work and activities on a daily basis.
So Ian's contact details will be in the description below, so you can get in touch with any feedback. As discussed earlier, all of the reports that we mentioned today will also be in the description below, as well as a link to our news site, which we recommend our members check regularly. This has been today's edition of BIFA Link TV, your daily dose of industry information.